Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Aladdin Nasibov. I am a final year PhD student in Geological Exploration Department of Azerbaijan State Oil and Industry University. My research mainly focuses on seismic exploration and how we can use seismic methods to, let's say, better understand complex geological structures. And today I will share with you some of the key results from my work. And I am really glad to have the chance to present here and learn from all of you as well. First of all, I would like to talk about the research area where my research is focused. My research area is called North Absheron region, and it is located in the northeast of the Baku, which is the capital of Azerbaijan. This region is interesting in geological terms because it is structurally complex and rich in hydrocarbons. So it's a key part of Azerbaijan's petroleum system. When it comes to the characteristics of the research area, it consists of a mix of islands, some submerged reefs, and some faults. And it makes the research area a very challenging area for seismic studies. And the geology of the region is shaped by active tectonics, sediment deposition, and hydrocarbon migration, which creates a variety of traps where hydrocarbons accumulate. Because of these complex structures and let's say diverse rock types, it makes traditional seismic imaging methods hard to study. So that's why today in my work I focus on seismic attribute analysis and the derivation of these attributes. So let's start with seismic processing. First of all, I would like to say that we are focused on two profiles. I called them Profile 1 and Profile 2. And both of these profiles follow the same procedures, which we can see here. In the first step, we stack the seismic data. Well, stacking basically means combining multiple seismic traces that were recorded at different offsets into a single trace. And this process helps to improve the signal to noise ratio, so the reflections from subsurface layers become much clearer. So, and the next step is called deconvolution. After stacking, we apply the deconvolution procedure, and the main goal of this procedure is to remove the effect of the seismic source wavelet and to sharpen the seismic signal. And after the deconvolution, we apply the filtering. Well, now what we do here is to remove unwanted noise and frequency components that don't carry useful geological information. Well, it's kind of cleaning up the seismic section so that the reflections stand out more clearly. On my profiles, filtering significantly reduced background noise and allowed the main horizons and structures to appear much better. And after filtering, the final step I applied was migration. Migration is also important process because it helps us to reposition the seismic reflection to their correct locations, and one thing I would like to mention is in the processing steps we use time versus offset map, but in attribute analysis we use depth versus offset map, and we call this process in order to when we convert the time to depth, we call it time to depth migration. Okay, in next slide we can see the same exactly same procedures applied to the profile too. Okay, now I would like to give information about the attributes that I used while interpreting the data. Well, in this here we can see first is root mean square amplitude attribute. It is mathematically or physically it means the square root of the average squared amplitudes within a time window, and it reflects the overall energy of the signal, and high value generally, not generally, but often highlights the potential reservoir zones. The another attribute I'm gonna analyze is relative acoustic impedance, and it is based on a product of rock density and velocity. And it helps us to see contrast between layers, and it gives us the ideas about lithology, not lithology, sorry, about unconformity and erosion surfaces. And the other attribute I'm going to use is chaos, and mathematically it's more complex to explain, and it's more statistical. Well, in simpler terms, I can tell that it measures the similarity of neighboring seismic traces. So where there is low similarity, we usually have some discontinuities like faults or fractures. And another similar attribute is variance, and it is also a statistical attribute that shows how much the signal changes locally, and it is also very useful to identify structural and stratigraphic features like faults or fractures. Okay, let's start with root mean square amplitude. Here you can see the root mean square amplitude map for my first profile, which runs from well-known structure of northern Absheron archipelago called Galabai, and here we can see some high amplitude values, which might be the good indicator of potential hydrocarbon reservoir. We can and another important point here is the lateral changes in amplitude strength along the profile, and this variations can be linked to differences or even fluid content. So overall, this root mean square analysis gives us a very useful first impression of, let's say, where the most promising zones might be. And in next slide, we can see the root mean square amplitude map of the second profile. It runs almost parallel to the first one, just a little bit to the side. What's important is that it confers the same main features we saw in profile 1. Here we can see areas with strong amplitudes, which often point to places where hydrocarbons might be present. The map also shows the difference between some sandy or more clay-rich zones, which helps us to understand where good reservoir rocks could be. And in next slide, we can see the relative acoustic impedance map of profile 1. Here this attribute is useful because it shows the contrast between the different rock layers, helping us see where one layer ends and another begins. It also highlights features like deposition pattern or unconformity and faults. On this profile, the map clearly shows an erosion surface, which can be seen here. And this information is very helpful for understanding the subsurface structure and how reservoir rocks might be distributed. And in next slide, we can see two similar attributes, chaos and variance. On the left, we see the variance amplitude map of the profile 1. Variance measures how much the seismic signal changes locally, and we can see here where the high variance amplitude exists. There is a fault locations around it, and similarly we can see the chaos amplitude map here, and it also represents the faults, and it is mathematically very similar to variance attribute. And together, these two attributes gives a much clearer picture of the structural complexity and variations in the subsurface. So we could see from the regular seismic sections. So all in all, my study shows that seismic processing combined with attribute analysis provides a much clearer view of complex subsurface structures. By applying stacking, deconvolution, filtering, and migration, which are one of the main steps of seismic processing, the seismic sections were improved and ready for detailed interpretation. Then the use of attributes like root mean square amplitude, relative acoustic impedance, chaos, and variance helped us to highlight areas of interest, such as potential hydrocarbon zones or faulted or fractured areas and erosion surfaces. We also saw how these attributes can reveal local variations and structural complexity that are not obvious on regular seismic sections. Well, overall, this approach gives geoscientists better insight into reservoir distribution, quality, and some, let's say, potential barriers important for planning exploration and development strategies. And that's all actually, and I would like to thank you all for your attention. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my work with you today, and I will be really glad to answer any questions you might have.